Hello boys and girls, good evening. I hope you are enjoying the stories as much as I'm doing. I've read these books before with my boys when they were small, but now rereading them again, I'm really enjoying them. And I hope we will know more about the Bible from these books, 10-volume series by Uncle Arthur Maxwell. Thank you boys and girls for all your messages. It is Aunty Audrey here. Today we'll be reading story 3. And it says, Great Preparations. Great Preparations is our story this evening. And you can follow along in the Bible we are still on Genesis chapter 1. And this one is found from verse 6 to verse 10 if you want to follow along. Or if you've got your children's Bible. Or even better, if you've got the Bible storybooks, you can follow along. As the light of the earth's first day fades into night, something strange and wonderful begins to happen. Silently, mysteriously, the heavy moisture-laden mist close to the ocean begins to rise. All night and all the next morning it goes up, up, up until it becomes a beautiful, fleecy white covering high above the world. Between it and the water below, clear, fresh air forms the atmosphere. The Bible calls it expanse or firmament. And God said, let there be an expanse between the waters to separate water from water. So God made the expanse and separated the water under the expanse from water above it. And it was so. God called the expanse sky, and there was evening and there was morning the second day. Perhaps you wonder why God took one whole day of creation week to make something invisible, like the atmosphere, when He gave another whole day to making the fish in the sea and another to making the animals. Things are not unimportant just because they cannot be seen. What God did on the second day was of very great importance. Everything else depended on it. You see, He was planning to make a beautiful world full of animals, and they would all need air to breathe. He planned to make birds too, and they would need air in which to fly. Without air, their wings would be useless. He was also about to make trees and plants and flowers, and He knew they would need nitrogen to help them grow. So He mixed nitrogen with oxygen and a few other gases and make air. He used just the right amount of each gas, not too much and not too little. He did mix in too little oxygen. All His creatures would have suffocated. He did mix in too much. One spark would have set the world on fire. God had yet another reason for making the air first. It would divide the waters above, and that is in the clouds, from the waters under or in the ocean. The air was to be a barrier between them. Without it, raindrops from a mile-high cloud would have hit the earth like machine gun bullets. One heavy downpour would have just about destroyed everything. How wise of God to make the atmosphere right after He made light and before He made everything else. To have done otherwise would have been a dreadful mistake. His whole lovely plan might have been spoiled, but God does not make mistakes. When we think of how He made the world, we will feel like saying with the Apostle Paul, all the depth of the riches of the wisdom and the knowledge of God. How unsearchable His judgments and His paths beyond tracing out. Now Earth's second day is ending. The beautiful white cloud is changing color. Shot through with gold, orange, red, purple, it slowly vanishes in darkness as night draws on. 2 days have gone, 2 out of 6. All that we can see is the ocean, the great endless ocean. No land, no living creature, nothing but water. North, south, east, west, no living creature. Nothing but water. North, south, east, west, only water, water, water. The restless waves rolling on to nowhere. In the darkness of the third evening, it seems as though God has done nothing but lift the moisture-laden mist from the ocean. But He is not impatient. He is not hurried. He knows that all is now ready for the next step in creation. Listen, He is speaking again. And God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place,